Today we will present what we have specifically for IT services and consulting companies. For us, at T3, intelligence is on top of our mind in everything that we do. Using T3, you can manage your projects, SOW and time billing. You can schedule, deploy and allocate resources in your SOW and project. And then comes the timesheet generation and approvals against the deployments, and billable and non-billable time. When you allocate resources in different assignment or projects, you have better visibility of your current bench and future bench also. They need specific skills and competence in order to plan or keep the workforce ready for these assignments. And it is not possible unless you have a predictive bench visibility. You need to know how your bench is looking like in future, after 15 days or after 30 days from now. This is where how you can transform, process and also improve your resource utilization. This is another very important aspect of T3 because most IT companies have their people with skills, competence and project experiences of different types, but they don't have this data centrally available to them. In order to take right decisions, and the IT companies need to know where and how they can deploy the workforce and capitalize on the resources available. There are 5 key points which can typically disrupt your consulting operations if not managed well. First, if you are an IT company, provide systems, services, technology and solutions to your customers. The current systems do not equip your team enough to track SOW, so keep proper track of the SOW demand, resource deployment and billing in their assignments or engagement with the customers. Secondly, poor visibility of the bench results in losing opportunities and also dent your bottom line. Thirdly, lack of data relating to employee skills and project experience leads to poor resource utilization. Fourthly, inefficient resource scheduling is one of the critical reasons for project delays and distress. Point number 5. Time billing errors also not just result in revenue loss but also impact your brand value. Gartner surveys in 2022 shows poor workforce planning is the top emerging risk worrying organizations. In order to structure our capability from IT services and consulting perspective, we have divided this capability in 2 parts. Workforce planning and the consulting operation. Firstly, workforce planning talks about mainly SOW management. It is about SOW contract duration, rates, value tracking, etc. And then skill and competence management. Then third component within workforce planning is the bench management. And the consulting operation includes resource allocation, scheduling, deployment and timesheet generation and approval process information, and then time accounting and billing. SOW management is critical for success, and T3 integrates all the steps and aspects of the consulting contract. We make it more streamlined process for organizations so that they can maximize their return from workforce investments. First is managing the contract part. Tracking the information of the contract, duration, value, work schedules and the status. The second part is the requirement. What kind of skills and roles are required to fulfill this contract in order to service the contract that you eventually are going to deploy resources in the project. Third component is deploying and scheduling and allocating workforce against the project. When we talk about workforce deployment, it is not only about scheduling or assigning employees in your billable consulting assignments. It is also about allocating people for your internal projects or client contracts which may be fixed that value contract. The fourth part in this SOW management is the timesheet. We can generate timesheets automatically, catering to multiple projects and including time-offs and holidays, and it can be reviewed and submitted. The fifth part is approving the timesheets. We have provided buttons in the email body to approve, review and reject. And you can do it on internal system, and it goes to the mobile also. You can choose if you want to receive the timesheet, approval request on phone, or you want to see them in the dashboard. And the last sixth, all these things make accurate and timely billing possible. The workforce lies under skills and competence since it is a very critical aspect because of the diversity of the skills, competence, and different experiences. We manage the primary and secondary skills of the employees. They can also use our self-service platform to update their skill set. Also, it can go for a review. The second is managing different certifications and accreditations. Project and functional experience. When people are deployed in the project, then it has some different types of tags associated with it. For example, a project could be for a specific industry like healthcare or a financial institute. What kind of expertise this project needs and what technology is used in the project. So, these things can be associated, and when the source is deployed in the project, these attributes can automatically be assigned to the assignment so that that professional profile keeps building internally in the system. And so, attributes and tags are also important things because they help you understand how this experience can be measured. The first is about the work schedule. Because the system understands that this project is following these work schedules. The employees are enrolled in their specific work schedules, so the system knows their reporting time on specific days and public holidays, when is a day off, and when is a working half day. The next is you can allocate resources in a project. It could be a consulting assignment or a different type of project or an internal project, but you have a home cost center, or it can be called a home project. So, whenever your employee's time is not allocated to a specific project, the system uses this home project as a default location point of the remaining time of the employee in this home project. We have the flexibility to configure these things. And then third component is resource deployment. It is integrated with the resource deployment system so it can pull the specifics of when a person was scheduled, working, and deployed in the project. It is also integrated with the leave request, so the system automatically recognizes that this day the person is not working. There's no need to submit or prepare a timesheet for that day because the person is on leave. Exceptions. An exception is not that it is incorrectly written here, but an exception is about if a person is doing something else, is traveling for 3 days for work. Okay, so anything where a person is considered working but not reporting to work. So, these things are considered exceptions. It is taking care of that, automatically applying all these exceptions in the timesheet generation process. Last thing, it is also pulling your time in and timeout data from your time clocking system. In IT industry, people are working in a flexible work hours like work from home. So, companies are facing lots of challenges in managing this. So, when it is generating your timesheet, it's always already automatically filling your time in, timeout each day, alright. Which you can review. You can change, and it is also applying exceptions and everything okay. It can generate a timesheet in a highly efficient way.